Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Mel, and today I am going to be painting some more Lord of the Rings miniatures. Thank you so much to everybody that is watching live and anybody that's watching in the future. I first want to say thank you to everyone in the Discord that helped me pick what we were going to paint today. So originally we were kind of talking about painting some zombies for Halloween, which would have been a really cool idea. But I'm in the middle right now of painting all of the Journeys of Middle-earth Shadows Path expansion minis. And I thought, do I really want to stop that and then start something else and then have another game that's like half and half? So I posted a few pictures in the Discord today of some different minis and said, give me an idea of what you guys want to see. And we got some feedback. So I will show you in a second what we're going to paint. I also have the Balrog that we painted, or that I painted on the last stream. I added a few more details and things to it, so I want to show you that. And then a few other minis that I'm kind of in process of working on. So I know in a lot of these videos, we only do the actual base painting. We don't do any of the washes and dry brushing or finishing. So we might be able to do some of that on some minis that I'm kind of in the process of working on. So we can do all of that tonight. Thank you so much to everyone that is here. As you can see, Rob is not here. He is in the chat. So yep. He's kind of standing by on tech support if anything goes wrong for me. This is a test of two things actually. So this is the first time I'm ever streaming by myself. Whew. So sorry for the red face, I'm a little nervous. But so be gentle, thank you. Also, Rob set up a new computer that we're testing. So if you see any issues at all, or you have any sound issues or anything, let us know in the chat, and Rob can run down and help me fix it. Yeah, so I think we'll get down to the table and I'll show you what we will be painting today. Okay, so this is what was chosen. I don't know his name. And we're gonna kind of figure out how we want it to look together. So I didn't Google what other people did. We're just gonna wing it and do it together. But first, I do want to show you a few things. So on the last one we did the Balrog. So I'm really happy with how he came out. I'm still not super familiar with doing fire. This was the first time I actually did it and I was really nervous. But what we did was we went and picked up some fluorescent orange, and I added some fluorescent orange to the back to kind of make it stand out a little bit more, as well as to the sword. So I think it looks cool. And then I want to show you something else that I'm really proud of. So I was doing, for the first stream that I did Skytear minis. And there was one that was like a big dragon, and I was a little bit nervous to do it, but I was super proud of how it came out, so I wanted to show it on the stream today. So this is one of the bigger minis that was in the Skytear expansion, or Skytear, which Rob and I are going to be working on to get on the stream soon for you. Okay. So sorry, I have to, I'm not used to this like Rob is, so I haven't gone through the chat. So first I'll say hello to everyone because everyone's saying hi in the chat. So hello everyone, thank you for all your support. Balrog was dope, thank you. Thank you, you guys are so awesome, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I have a few minis, I'll just kind of put them to the side. So a few from the Journeys of Middle-earth Shadows Path expansion that I'm kind of in the process of. So these guys have all been base coated and I've washed them, but I have no fine details on them. They're all kind of the same. So we can do some of that later, maybe while this guy's drying. These guys I'm pretty proud of as well. I'll show you the difference because I've washed 2 of them and not washed the 3rd one. So I guess I can show you a difference of these guys. Kind of cool. So we can do some of that as well. And I think we saw the spiders. And then these shadow people as well, we can add some detail, if we have time. So, thank you for saying they look good. Okay, so I guess first question, should we make this guy more of like a green troll or more of like a brownish troll? We could do something like a scaly green, or we could do like a monster brown. What would you say if we're doing a troll like this guy? Or I could do some brown, maybe with some green scale along the back. I think that might work. So I guess say thank you to Rob. Both, yeah, I think so. Okay. Green belly, brown back. Okay, we could do that. Okay, we can do that. Green belly, brown back. Okay. Yeah, I think having both will be cool. So I want to say thank you so much to Rob. He primes all of the minis. So he primed this in this Krylon gray. So thank you to him. He does all the priming and all of the varnishing of the minis. And I just paint them. Okay. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you guys too that we got since the last paint stream is we were talking about having these little balls that go into the paints to help mix them up. So we just got these. Rob just put one in one of the paints for me. We maybe can put them in if we feel like we need to add them to other ones, but it helps to shake the paint around. I have one that's very globby, so he put it in that one for me. But yeah, we just got a whole bunch of these off of Amazon to throw in our paints, so we'll have to do that as well. All right. Also using a wet palette, homemade. I don't have one, so I just took a lid of a takeout container, I think is what it is, and then wet a paper towel and then throw a piece of parchment paper on top. Helps keep the paints, as you can see, like some of the water is seeping up through. It helps keep the paints a little bit wet and makes them last longer, so you can paint and come back to colors. You don't have to, I guess it'll save your paint. You don't have to keep, they dry, adding more. So we'll just add there. I try not to add too much and then add as needed so that I don't waste paint. I've also been experimenting with bigger brushes. That was one of the things from some of the paint streams before, is that I was very nervous when I first started. And again, I guess that's a disclaimer that I am new to painting. I am not a teacher of painting at all. You are just going to watch me paint this. I cannot teach you how to paint. I don't even know how to do it myself yet. But I was using a very, very thin brush, very, very fine brush, because I was nervous about making mistakes. And then in the streams, you guys told me, use a bigger brush. Don't worry about making mistakes, especially in your base coats, because you're going to go over it with other, colors, so you can fix it. Yeah. I watered this down a little bit, so we're going to see some gray showing through, which is fine because we can do another coat of it after. Sorry that my head will be down. I don't have Rob here to read the chat for me, so we're just going to kind of wing it. I won't be able to see all your comments. But I guess we can talk about what are some of your favorite minis to paint? Does anyone have favorites from specific games or specific companies? I haven't had too much experience yet to be able to decide, but what is the name of this figure? Jim? That's a good question. Maybe if Rob's still watching, he can Google it for us. I meant to look it up before starting and definitely didn't. Again, I think that having Discord, it would work, but I think Rob has a set that kind of stuff up. And I don't know how audio would work for other people. Zulu Death May Die is his favorite at the moment. A hill troll is the name of this guy. Okay. Googling it for us. Zulu Death May Die. Cool. I do think the Street Masters that I did was definitely really cool. I definitely really like painting actual people figures. The goblins in that I've painted from Lord of the Rings are pretty cool. I still am not a huge fan of like fantasy stuff yet. I think maybe because I'm not very creative, so I can't figure out what to do with them. You know what I think I'm going to do actually with this scales? I think I'm going to do it in the solid green, and then we'll do a dry brush of the brown over top of it. Kind of make the scales pop out. So good. So how's everybody's evening tonight? I guess can't really say evening. It's evening for us. How's everyone's day? Oh, 20 just woke up. That's nice. Add a little more water to this. Oh, sorry.
Which is fine. Keep where you're doing.
Okay.
Just change the focus so like now when you're like up, you're...
Yep. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Says the day was good. My day was good too. I was a little nervous for the stream, but other than that, good. I love painting big minis. Detail pops out. It's easier to get in and out of spaces. Jim's never had the patience for painting figures. Well, you paid to have them done. Now, Jim, when you do that, do you pay somebody to paint your minis, or do you just buy ones that someone's posted a picture of that are already painted? You just buy the whole game? Whoa. Tiki Tack is oh, we did both at some point. That's cool. I feel like since we've or since I've been painting minis, it's weird to play with like our Mansions of Madness that's not painted, or the Lord of the Rings half that aren't painted. Because now painting minis, it's makes the game look different. Plays nice. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I have. What's this one? Add more sticky tack to that one. It's just too heavy. In the past, I never knew where, when I started painting, to start on the figure. But I've since watched some videos and some comments that people have left saying kind of start with the main body of the mini and kind of go from there, because then you can also be a little bit more messy around the edges, and then you'll kind of clean it up as you do some of the other parts. So that's what I've been trying to do. See? Megan, you're funny. Get Mel a mini holder. I think we looked at them before. I think this mini is just heavy, and that one doesn't have good sticky tack. This one's better. I just replace that one. Game Workshop has the best one I've used. Oh, okay. Later. And are they adjustable? So you can put the mini in and kind of like clamp it around the mini? Or does it only work for this normal size, like this kind of size base? Oh, they grabbed 3 sizes. Okay. Again, very new still to painting. I know we talked in the last one about like the headlamps and the magnifying glasses and stuff, but still new to it. I think I started painting in July, maybe August. And I do it so that they're just table ready, not so that they're like competition ready. Jim is asking Rob if he's playing too many bones. It's funny. Jim, if he says yes, will you be mad that he's playing too many bones and not streaming too many bones? Okay. So Rob is saying that one of them is $12 Canadian. And everyone's saying just start with one. I guess. His presents. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick on the scales. We'll go over it with a dry brush, I think, to pull. And it'll kind of look like a add one. Well, Rob, planning on reading Nemesis. Now, here's the question though, Rob. Are we playing it before it's painted? Or do I need to paint it before we play it? Yeah, Rob, no errors so far. So far the new stream setup is working. No one said that there's any issues that they're noticing, so. Rob's saying, I'm not going to say you have to paint it, but wouldn't be upset if you did. So I guess, yeah, so I don't know how many minis are in that box. I haven't seen the inside of the box yet to tell you. And I also don't know, I guess we'd have to figure out if we need all of them painted to start, or do you kind of, you can leave the bosses for a bit because you have to play through some of the other enemies first. I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to try and adjust it, or to figure out how long it'll actually take. All right, so it looks like we kind of got a quick coat on him of the green. We're gonna let that dry. We'll do some, oh, I guess I can do the legs, but when it's dry, we'll do another coat for sure on the belly. And then I think on the back, where all the scales are, we'll try to do some brown dry brushing so it can pop out those scales. I said I did all of the aliens in an hour. Whoa, how many aliens are there? I'm not that fast. But the other thing is, I sometimes watch TV while I paint. So maybe that is distracting me more. 60 aliens? You did 60 aliens in an hour? Or is Dragon being silly? Mike is here. Hi, Mel, just popping in to say hi before my new client comes in. Hi, Mike. Thank you for stopping in. Mike, the pictures that you posted in the Discord are amazing. You're doing a great job. I love seeing them. Oh, Dragon's messing with me. There's not 60 aliens. Oh, Mike's gonna paint the Nemesis minis next. Okay, sweet. So we'll be working on the same thing. That might be my next task as well. Brian, no, no, no. I'm curious and I want to go up and look in that box of Nemesis. It's a big box, so there's got to be either some big minis or lots of minis. Gedison has a good question. Do you guys keep the painted minis in the box, or do you have inserts? Street Masters, they all come in an individual slot, so that was good. The only other game that I fully painted was Aftermath, and for that one, they're just thrown in the box. And then this game, yeah, they're kind of just thrown in the box. I don't know, is that terrible? What do you guys do? You throw them in the box? Oh my gosh. Just hold this guy with my hands. Owen Rob says we have Lord of the Rings Journey to Middle Earth insert that just arrived today. Just needs assembly. Video is coming soon. So look out for that. We also have a playthrough. We're playing through the Shadows Path expansion. So if you're not watching, check that out. That's been really fun. I think this is one of my favorite games, which is also why I was really excited to paint these guys. Thanks. Got a delivery. Sticky tack. Hope my mini doesn't keep falling over. Jason's asking which company. I think you're asking for the insert. And I will leave it. Okay, I was going to say, I don't know if Rob is saying, but yeah, E-Raptor. Okay, let's put some. Oh, Travis said, I was saying I found a great site showing how to do the aliens as a batch and with spray cans and ink wash. That's how I did it in an hour. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I think now that we've added this sticky tack, we're good. We're good. Mike says, Mel, I really like the Citadel holders. Yes, we were talking about that above. We'll look into that. so far. Looking pretty good. Loincloth. Anyone have any suggestions? What color do we want to paint the loincloth? Open to whatever. Nothing bright, since it is dungeony. Mike says, I need to buy a wet palette. No, you don't. I didn't buy one. I just make one myself. Just use some wet paper towel and then just get parchment paper. Hulk wears purple shorts. That'd be brown. Yeah, we could do brown. Maybe like a dark brown, and we'll do more of a lighter brown for the scales. We can do brown. Let's do more like a dark, no. Yeah, let's do more of this one. This is dark stone. Travis says, I use medium brown to look like leather, same brown I used for the hammer handle. Oh. I have monster brown. I think monster brown is like medium brown. Or I have leather brown. Could do that one. We'll try leather. Mike says, I was going to say reddish pink loincloth. He can be a lover and a fighter. I don't know if he'll fit with the whole theme. But again, he is in the same box, well, now that we've added the expansion, as this lady who I painted with a blue. So. Now for this, I don't have to be super, super careful because I am going to do another coat on the belly and the legs. So if some does get on, well, we can fix that up later. I just don't want to be too wild. Travis says, you're making great choices. Love the green you picked. Thank you. I did more of like a, I think if I didn't show it, sorry, the scale hide. Kind of like a, kind of matches like these guys. These guys have been washed in a, what color did I do? I think I did soft tone on these guys. So they'll kind of match. Eric, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. That puts us even closer to hitting that 10K. Thank you very much. I get a sense of smell from the minis in Journeys of Middle Earth. Which one was your favorite to paint so far? I may have to go with the Balrog. I think he was fun. He was, I was very nervous to paint him. I was out of my comfort zone for sure because I was still very, very new. I think it was also, I did it on stream, which added to that. But definitely very proud of how it came out. Really liked it. It was fun. And I got to do some things that I hadn't done before with painting, which was cool. I'm going to watch some more videos on doing fire because yeah, I tried it on another mini and I wasn't super happy. I ended up painting over it. So Dragon says under 30 left to hit 10K. Wow. That's amazing. Thank you, all of you, for watching, subscribing, all that stuff. That's awesome. Chelsea's in the chat. Hello, Chelsea. Oh, Mike, your client is there. No problem. See you later. I think what I'll do is once this dries and if I have to go over it a second time, I'll go with a finer brush around the edges so we can get all the edges to get as close to the skin as we can without touching it. And try to get all these fine lines. Rob says 9,976 subscribers to be exact. Thank you all. Wow. 10K, so close. Okay. Gotta get a finer brush in there to do some of the detail, but we'll let that dry first for a minute. Does that mean a 72-hour stream? Oh my god. Ha ha ha. Sanjay, you saw what happened in the 24-hour stream. 72 hours. I think Rob and I would, oof, it'd be terrible. Okay, we'll do, while we have this same leather brown, we'll do the handle for this. It's hammer. Gedison says, you can see Sarastro's videos for inspiration. That man is a magician with a brush. I watch his videos. He is amazing. Amazing. Wow. And I see Rob saying like how long he's been doing it, or asking the question of how long he's been doing it. But yeah, his minis are amazing. Amazing. You think if I could only be as half as good as him, I will be very proud of what I could paint. That's how good he paints. All right. Good so far, I think. Okay, I think for the boulder, I think I'm going to do it in this dark stone. We'll do some dry brushing, similar to maybe this look on it. But it's a different color, so yeah. We'll do that instead. We'll use this Necromancer's Cloak, which is kind of like a dark gray. Use that on the boulder part. Need the bubble, not even any paint. And she says, I look at my unpainted minis in my closet and hang my head in shame. Oh, don't hang your head in shame. It just gives you something to work towards. I can't remember, Kanjay, do you paint your minis at all? Oh, I think I added a little too much water to this one. Oh, Kanjay says, no, I don't. Tried it once, came out bad. Oh. Sing. I don't know about other people, but I find painting minis very relaxing. Megan says, Kanjay, you should be painting right now. This is painting with Mel time. Dragon, are you painting right now? It would be funny if everyone that was watching was painting. Also, I don't think I said it before, but if anybody has tips for me, please feel free to leave them in the chat or comments if you're watching later. I love to hear things that I could be doing better or ways to do things simpler. So yeah, constructive criticism as well. If you think I should have done something different or the way I did something could have been done more efficient, let me know. I know there's a lot of people that have been painting for a heck of a lot longer than I have and know what they're doing. Okay. I painted War of the Ring set and I'm tempted, but 200 tiny minis and that looks so different. Sorry, just looks so different. Yeah, we painted just the bases of that and that was crazy. I can imagine painting all of those minis. So I'm going to paint the rope that's holding the boulder on it with this oak brown, just so it'll be slightly different than the leather brown that is the handle. This one, I think I'm going to use a smaller brush just so that I can try to be a little more exact as we get close to the boulder and the handle where it meets. upside down for a second. Anjay is asking, any plans to make this a weekly stream? Oh, I don't know about that. We're gonna stick with monthly right now. If we changed it up, maybe we would go every, like twice a month. Again, I guess it would depend on if people were interested in watching it. If people wanted to watch it, then I could potentially do it more. Instead of painting upstairs, I could paint down here. Again, this is the first time I'm doing a stream by myself, so I was also very nervous about that. But if it gets easier, maybe it could become more frequent. Rob, thank you, got it. If anyone has any questions, you can feel free to put them in the chat and I will try to answer them. Sorry, I can't read every single comment. This is a totally different than if you just played with a gray plastic mini. Even though he's not done, kind of see-through green. Yeah. Musical interludes in the background. Sorry, Brian, you don't like my breathing in silence? All right. I'm just trying to see what his mouth is doing here. We can probably do some. Actually, we'll save his mouth until after we did the second coat of the green, which I think I will do right now. Okay, so we're just gonna add a little more of that scale green, scaly hide. And we'll just do another quick, coat on his belly. Oh, yep, the Balrog. This one is the one I did last stream. Oh, I want to actually get green on him. And I just finished him up by doing a little bit of dry brushing on his wings and adding some fluorescent orange to the fire. And then a little bit of dry brushing on the rock. Actually, I don't even know if I did. Maybe I did. It's not very poppy if I did. I'm gonna just go over this again quick. I'll get a fine brush to do around the loincloth in a few minutes. And this is when I can just see if there's any gray that's showing through. Got some fingernails that maybe we can pop out with a different color as well, or maybe do some highlighting on them later after we wash on him. Dale says, hello, what kind of putty is holding the mini to the cap? That's a good question because I took it out of the package, whatever it was, but it's just something from our local dollar store. It just kind of comes like this. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm sure any kind of sticky tack from just the dollar store will work. He was actually too heavy. I had to add more. He was falling over. Also, hello, Dale. I'm just going to get a thinner brush and we're going to do a little more fine detail around the edges. I do not want to use this one. What are you planning for the scales? For the scales, I'm going to do a dry brush in a light brown. So I'm not going to go over them again for a second time because I want to use the brown to pop them out with a dry brush once it's all dry. You guys that are watching, you can let me know, is this boring without Rob kind of moderating the chat, or is this okay? Kind of our test to see how it goes. Then he can do other things. Especially if I paint something like the ball rug that took like 3 hours. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Okay. It just it's hard to read every excuse me, every comment or every question. So if I miss something, you can ask again. Yes, Jim, you're right. Time always depends on how much detail you put into it. Exactly. If you just did like a base coat, and that's what I did for Rob for Street Masters, he just said just make them table ready. Like just put paint on them. It doesn't matter. They don't have to be all detailed and accented and everything. So all I did was base coat, and then I think I washed some of them that I thought needed a wash, others I didn't, and then he just varnished them. So I didn't do any dry brushing, I didn't do any highlighting, I didn't do anything on them. And I was done really fast. Dale says, you're doing great. I definitely couldn't do it. But you do it, Dale. You make videos. Videos are great. Oh, not while answering chat. You know what, actually? I think just from playing live with Rob for so long, we get the hang of doing two things at once. Playing and chatting. Usually he chats more than me. This is a little strange. Okay, So I think that I'm happy with the amount of green that's on there. We're not seeing any more gray through. Again, we didn't do a second coat on the scales because we're going to do a dry brush on that as well as on the thighs. There's a little bit of scale. So I'm just going to quickly kind of clean up the loincloth. I don't know if I can go close enough. You can see like just where the edges meet kind of under. Just kind of clean that up so that it all blends smoothly. Says it's been a while since I painted, but I've got a game coming that I think I'm going to paint. Just base coat with a wash. That's all my eyes and shaky hands can handle. Yeah, and you know what? That's all that people actually see. I mean, I don't have any down here that are unpainted. But if you hold anything, even an unfinished, so for example, this cave troll is not finished. I actually didn't even do I didn't finish his mouth yet. I have to do his teeth still. He's not done. He hasn't even been washed, but I would be so happy to just put this on the table versus the gray plastic that I came with instead. So. I think that might be this guy's brother. Yes, I agree. It makes a huge difference, table presence, for sure. For sure. Now that I've started doing them, I don't want to play with minis that aren't painted. Except for Mansions of Madness, because anybody that's watching knows there's way too many minis in there. They're not the best. I do think that one day eventually I will paint the characters. That game. I'm not sure what you're saying, Geddison, sorry. Are you going to paint Marvel Champions? What he says? Yes, yeah, that's the other thing. We have so many games too with minis that right now I'm just kind of focusing on new games as they come, but eventually I want to go back. Oh, Marvel United. Oh, okay. We don't have that game. But I've seen, and Mike, who's in the chat earlier, he's been painting that, and they look awesome. Those minis are cool. But yeah, right now I'm just focusing on, as games come in, I'm kind of just painting those. But yeah, there's games that I would love to go back and paint, like, for example, like Dark Souls. Like, they have some pretty cool minis, especially our bosses. That would be really fun to paint. And I know that Rob would really like that as well. So, one day. I've also been very terrible at taking pictures and posting minis that I've done, but I have said to Rob that we're going to start posting more on his or on the Rob's Gaming Table Instagram page. So if anybody wants to follow that, Sam, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. If anybody wants to follow that, we will start getting more painted minis on that. All right. Web thingy ask, what any music you like to listen to while painting? To be honest, I actually only paint while watching TV. Gedson needs to get going. See you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I only paint while watching TV. Isn't that terrible? I mean, I guess I'm half watching. Really watch. But if I were to choose, I really like to listen to podcasts. So whenever I can, like when I'm washing dishes or just doing chores around the house, or when I'm doing mindless tasks at work that I can be listening to something, I prefer podcasts. So that's probably what I would say. Love all the true crime podcasts that are out there. But I did paint most of these minis that you can see, and the few that are in the box here that I've showed some of. I painted them actually while we were watching that new House on, or the Haunting of Bly Manor. Watch that on Netflix. And I'm not into scary stuff, so I thought, oh, if I'm painting, then I can kind of look away when I think something scary is going to happen. And I was able to get through that show. Teresa asking, what podcast do you like? Any kind of true crime podcast I love. So I'm trying to think, like Serial was the one that started it all. And then there is, like, I listened to a podcast called Dr. Death. Well, that's not really true crime, but it's kind of similar. I listened to, there's something, it's Canadian, which is why I listen to it. It's called Someone Knows Something, CBC Radio. And then there's so many true crime shows on like on Netflix or whatever. And whenever I watch one, I become like fascinated, and then I will listen to as many podcasts about it as I can. There's one cool one that I actually am listening to right now, and it's called Locked Up Abroad. That's pretty cool. Am I even doing the right thing here? Go down here. Yep. Yeah, so any kind of true crime I'm into. Hunting is on my list. Just finished The Boys. Oh, Rob likes that one, yeah. And Lovecraft Country, we are going to watch that. Is it done? We were talking about that one. We're going to watch that. That's the Cthulhu-y type. So we like to wait until shows are done. Serial was awesome. Yeah, that's what originally got me into podcasts. Now it's funny when you say, what podcast do you listen to? And I have to think about it because I don't know the titles of them. I just have them all saved on my player. I think it's season, all shows are out. Okay, perfect. Hasn't confirmed if there's a second season yet. Okay. So we will have to, yes, thank you. I will remind Rob that we need to watch that. We like to wait until shows are done so that we can kind of watch the whole thing. Okay, I am quickly going to do a black base on this one. I don't think we're going to be able to obviously wash and dry brush it. Oh, I think I'm just going to also fix this little back part here, but we can do some of that on some of these other ones. The Expanse is my jam and is coming back next month. I've never heard of that. Is that on what, where are you watching that? Netflix? Is it something else? Never heard of it. Amazon. Oh, okay. Just watch on Amazon. Remember. Yeah, but Dale, the Blind Manor was good. People were right. Okay, so they were saying it's not that scary. It's a little creepy. It wasn't as scary as I thought it's gonna be. But it was good. Has 3 seasons so far and an excellent show. Oh, okay. Expanse. I'll have to look at that. I can't even remember what the last one we just watched on Amazon was. I'm just noticing that I am missing a little bit of skin that's just hidden under here. Just clean all that up before I actually do the base. Okay. I know, Dale, we're in the same boat. Ever growing list. The other one that we have to watch is Westworld, the last season that just aired of Westworld. We haven't watched that yet. So I've seen some really cool bases that people are doing, like the textured bases and stuff. One day, I think I would like to. I am not liking this brush. One day I want to get into more of that. I think it looks really cool. Oh yes, Dale's now adding it to the list. I don't know if they're doing another one. I'm not sure of. Usually as soon as we finish a season, I'm immediately Googling to see if another season is coming. That I'm not sure. Really enjoyed the first season. Dale, did you see the second season as well, or you didn't enjoy that one as much? Also, speaking of shows, did anyone see that Dexter's coming back? Quite excited about that. I really like that show. Oh yeah, I agree with you, Dahlia. The shock factor wasn't there for the second season. Like, yeah. I think because I was watching the first season the whole time going, what's happening? But then once you kind of understand, yeah, the second season isn't as good as the first. But I am curious to see the third season because it's apparently very different. Dale says, curious what they would do with Dexter. I love that show. Yeah, I loved that show. So good. So good. I'm very curious. They didn't really say much when they announced that it's coming back. So I'm very curious. Oh, that's where I lost my wife with that show. She wasn't a fan of the jumping back and forth. Yeah, it's very hard to follow, I found, for sure, for Westworld. Very hard to follow for the first season. I think until you understand what's going on, then it makes more sense. Oh, and Dexter. Dexter jump back and forth? It's been a while since I watched that. Oh, you mean Westworld? Okay, that's what I thought. Up where Ellie says I still need to watch Westworld. Love the new Perry Mason though. Yeah, I still need to watch it too. I'm very excited. But I don't think they're doing another season for a while, so it kind of makes me not so urgent to watch it because, I mean, they're probably not working on another season right now, or at least probably till next year. All right, I think I'm just gonna do his mouth. We'll do some teeth and a little tongue in there. Yeah. Hello, Meeple Monkey. Glad I could make one of these. I am glad you are here. Yes, we are experimenting with different times for this. Weekends versus weekdays. I'm glad you're here. All right. I'm going to make, I don't really have a good pink, so I'm going to use this pure red. We're going to mix some white in there to kind of get a very faint pink that we'll do on the inside of the mouth. Yeah. The Mandalorian is coming soon. Now, to be honest, I haven't watched the first season. Rob watched that with Chelsea, but I did not watch that. But I did say that maybe I will watch it before the second season. I had fun the other day. No hard feelings about storms, and no hard feelings here. That was so much fun playing. We played Game of Thrones Digital with 4 of our patrons, which was really fun. If anyone didn't watch that, that was very fun. Okay, mix this together. And we'll try to make I want a very light pink. I think is good there. I wish Game of Thrones Digital comes to iOS. Oh, does it not? We played on Steam. I don't know what brands of paint are you using. So I'm using Army Painter. And we got this set of 50, I believe is what's here. And it came with as well 4 washes. And it came with metallics. It came with golds and bronzes and gunmetals and all these different colors, and I thought that it would be a good starting point. There's a lot of kits out there that you can get that are, you know, primary colors or maybe like 10 colors, but I really wanted to get all of these different colors and have lots of options. But I will still make colors. I will experiment all day with making colors that I think I want that I don't have. Yes, Bitchin. This is parchment paper over a wet paper towel so that it can keep the paint wet for longer. Also great for cleanup. I just literally take this out and put the garbage. I don't have to clean anything, which is awesome. And it's free. Well, other than the parchment paper, but and the paper towels. But it's I don't have to buy a wet palette. I even use it when I'm doing washes. I'll put the wash on there, it kind of waters it down a little bit as well. So I don't know about this. I feel like maybe I need to put like brown or something in his mouth. I feel like maybe it'll look different once we do some of the teeth. I don't know. Or what I'll do maybe with it is when I give him a wash, I'll throw whatever my darkest, so this dark tone in there, so it'll really darken it up. Like for example, this one, I did the dark wash on, and you can see in the mouth it's very almost like blood-like. Oh, purple. Purple. Hello, Jamie. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll try with the wash first and see if I can darken it to like a, because I think the pinkish with the darkest wash, I think will come out almost purple or like a blood-ish looking color. So we'll see. And that's on the names of purple. Is that what they're called? Thank you. Yeah, these were really fun. I need to do a dry brush on them, especially on the rock. But this is one without the wash. So we can see definitely how just that dark wash really darkened up the mouth to make it almost look like blood versus like a bright red, which is awesome. It's been really fun to experiment with these different techniques and colors and washes. Really cool. I'm gonna add a little more green around here between the teeth. What's really good too is that if I ever do something and I'm not super happy with it, I can just paint over it, which I've only had to do once. Are the nameless from Lord of the Rings or Mansion Madness? They're from Lord of the Rings. These are from the Shadow Path expansion. We also got, which I didn't show, but I did some spiders. These guys haven't been, they haven't been washed yet. But I did like a mama spider, I guess. And then I got some babies, and I did them in different colors. I did brown and like a dark gray ones. Again, these haven't been washed or highlighted. I think I would do, again, I'll do like a dry brush on them to kind of pull some of the, kind of what looks like, I guess, like fur on them. And then these ones are also from the expansion, which I think it kind of go with this guy a little bit. So. Oop, that just rolled around in all the paints. Billy says, I need to dry brush my minis. I just get nervous that I will overdo it. Yes, I am the same, but I think I've learned, and people in the chat have said, like, rub your brush on your napkin until there's almost nothing left, because it's easier to build on it than to have too much. So I just do that. And then this is the latest that I dry brushed, this guy. And I'm super happy with the way this guy turned out. And again, I did, on certain spots, dry brush with a lot more paint. So for example, on the edges of the bone here, I did use dry brush that had a lot more paint on them and kind of went really hard on them, as well as on here. And on the insides, I did with the white and on some of the rock to make it kind of pop out more. But yeah, I think I've learned that less is more. Yeah. So proud of that guy too. We'll leave him out. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the mouth here. I'm just gonna kind of fill in where I see spots around the mouth that I didn't put the green, and then we'll do the teeth. That scheme would work for Nemesis too. This is Alien 2. Oh, for this guy? It would work the same? I haven't seen any of the pictures of what they look like. But this guy was fun to paint actually. I was oh perfect. I get nervous sometimes when I look at a mini. I'm like, oh, I don't think I can do that. But again, the whole less is more that I've been learning is definitely helping. Okay, we're gonna get some, I don't think I want the teeth to be like pearly white, so I think I might actually use this. So I have skeleton bone I could use, or mummy robes, or necrotic flesh. Maybe we'll use a actually, I don't know what this color is. I don't know if this is more green or more like, let's just kind of do this. That's it's more like baby vomit. Okay. Let's go maybe with the skeleton bone as the teeth. Now this is actually the paint that was kind of gloopy that we added one of these nail art balls to it before the stream started. So I'm just going to shake this really good, and then we're going to see if that actually does anything, or if I notice a difference when I use it. You see it's kind of stringy, but I just need to shake it over. I'm just going to add some water because this one I find is very, very thick. Water that down so we can. Seen plenty of baby vomit lately, and that's what it looks like, right? That color. This one, it's hard to see probably, but when you put it up close, it kind of looks like baby vomit. And maybe that's what the guy's teeth would look like. I don't know, but we're gonna go with. I'm just gonna add a fine point so that you can do the teeth. And these I'll probably have to do this because I've watered it down too. It's going very faintly over the green, so I will probably have to do a few coats. Don't want to see it any closer. Okay. And how old are your kids? I forget. You told us. See if we can, yeah, I can't really tell yet, but we'll do another coat. Obviously, we're doing that over the green. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that, let that dry for a second. And I notice when I flip it over that under the chin, I've missed, oh, you can't see, sorry. Under the chin, I just see a few spots where I miss. He is 5 and Edward is 4 months. Oh, that's cute.
All right. Let that dry for a minute. Trying to take a closer look and see if I missed, or if you see any spots where I didn't go over a second time with the green. See, I don't know if it's even possible to show in the camera. We can actually, you can probably see just like under there, we can see where I missed some. So I'm just going to touch up some of that kind of stuff right now quick. I always rotate it all different ways and hold it at all different angles so I can see if I missed anything or if there's anything that I picked up. So I'll go over a little more with the teeth now. And the points so that you don't get it everywhere. It might be hard to see on camera. Oh, it's starting to show through a little bit. It looks, to my eyes, it looks like it's standing out a little more than obviously on the camera, but I kind of don't want them to be popping out like pearly white teeth. I kind of want them to look kind of spongy. And then I'm just noticing a little bit around the eyes. I'm just going to fix up as well. And then I think you guys are ready to dry. And I usually have been leaving them overnight before I put a wash on. I mean, I guess you could put a blow dryer to it or something, or do it in the morning and then do a wash on them later, but I've kind of been doing it so they sit and dry all night, then I wash them, and then I let them sit again, and then I go back and do any highlighting and dry brushing. Yeah, so I think I might put one more coat on those teeth in a minute, but I think other than that, he's good until I give him a wash, and then we'll do the scales. Good from this end. Brian agrees. Yeah. I think because I have done it before where I put a wash on and I don't let it dry enough, or the paint is still slightly wet and I put a wash on and you can see that it kind of spreads some of the paint around. So kind of like learn from mistakes. Oh, I'm just gonna put something that I see. Learn from mistakes to wait longer.
Perfect. So he's gonna dry. So what we can do is go over, okay, these guys are done, but this one I need to wash. So I've only washed these two in the dark. I'm gonna give a wash on this one, but maybe we can do a dry brush on these guys and just kind of go through that process, because I know that on most of these streams that I only get to do this part of it and we don't actually get to do any washing or dry brushing or highlighting or anything. So we can do a little bit of that now so that you guys can see the way that I do it and give me tips on how I should be doing it more efficiently. So for these two, I'm going to do it the same. For these two guys, I used the dark tone wash. And I am happy with the way they came out. I wanted them to look kind of almost like slimy-like and very dark and dingy. And I was really happy with the way, again, that the mouth turned out. It changed the color of the blood. So I really like that. I'll just put a bit of that on there. I gotta get some different brushes for this task. So for this, I just use like a pack of dollar store brushes, just very cheap ones, because it does ruin the brushes. So I don't want to use any of my good brushes. So I just use some dollar store brushes so that I don't ruin anything. So I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of water to this, but it should be good. This is the dark wash, almost looks like black paint. But I should get a base one. It's all over my hands. It says, love those big minis. Thank you, thank you. I'm very, very happy with the way they turned out. And then for this, I'm just going to actually wash it, the whole thing, in this same wash. Even the claw nails and the spikes, because I think I can highlight them after if I want to bring them out a little bit. I'm also going to do the same with the rock. I'm going to dry brush the rock as well, so I'll just highlight it, or wash it all in the same. Okay, Travis is saying, I would say test the wash on a small area of the troll. My green troll didn't look great when I washed mine with the dark wash. Well, and I had to do it, seal with brown wash. Yes, I did test. So these guys were painted in the same green, and I washed these in the softest wash that I have, which was this soft tone. And I'm happy with the way that they came out. They kind of came out, you know, a little bit more rugged looking, not I guess you can see if you look at the paints like side by side like this, because this is exact same color paint. And it just kind of dulls it down a little bit. It makes them a little more like dirtier. So I think I would do this soft wash on this one as well, which is the same one that I used on these. So I feel like that's good. What I did do for these guys, I did the same thing. I wanted to try, I've never used the dark wash on any of the minis. So I tested it on this one, and I did this, I let it dry all night. And then I was like, okay, I really like the way that looks with that. I'd rather test it on one and then only have to refix one instead of painting or washing all three with a wash. I'm afraid I'm gonna drip it, so move that guy. And then having to go back and fix all three. Yeah, I've been trying to test the different washes on everything. People says I tend to wash everything in dark brown. In a dark brown wash or like a homemade? So I have dark tone, or I have strong tone, or soft tone, or flesh.
But I know that there is people out there that are making their own wash with paints. I have not gone to do any of that stuff. Oh, Travis says it's just such a large model with smooth surfaces. It pools unevenly. Okay, okay. So I am going to wash that one tomorrow. Well, actually tomorrow we have our Q&A. So if anybody that's watching today is interested, tomorrow at, I don't know what time, tomorrow evening, we will be doing our Q&A live. So I don't think I'll be able to do it unless I can do it on my lunch break. That one quick. A little more. Conjay says, I know I'm very sad I'm going to miss it. No problem, Conjay. If you have any questions, I think you can put them in the chat now because the stream is scheduled if you have anything that you're curious about. Oh, okay, it was a citadel color. Okay, okay. I'll have to look at some of those other ones and see what they're closest to of the ones that I have of the dark tone, soft tone, strong tone, or flesh. I mean, I know that they can't, but I wish that all paints just had the same colors across the board. I know then they wouldn't be different, but then you can easily copy what someone did or use the same similar paints. But sometimes people post videos or they say what paints they use. I don't have that color. And that was one of the things from Sir Astro's video with the Balrog. He used a lot of the fluorescent colors. And at the time I didn't have any. I was like, So I painted him just as with the colors I had. And then we ended up getting the fluorescent after. Oh, you can find conversion charts for different brands online. Travis, I'm glad you're here. You're bringing so much good knowledge. Thank you. I'm going to look that up. Thank you. Look that up because that was one of the things that I thought, that someone says something and they use a different brand of paint, like Citadel, for example, and I don't have that color. I don't know what's the closest color of what I do have. Okay, so after I wash my minis, I go back with a clean brush and I try to get rid of any excess pooled wash that's kind of sitting where I don't want it to sit. So I'm just going to do that really quick where I just kind of brush it over and then I just use my napkin to dry my brush again and just kind of get any pooled wash. Not too bad, has lots of crevices where it's sitting okay. Clean up fuzz in the mouth. Cooled wash sitting there. Perfect. So then that I would leave for the night to to sit. But what we can do is we can quickly dry brush these, as well as just kind of highlight them a little bit to pop some stuff out of it. So I'm going to highlight the rock in the white. I think that's very common. I think I do that for a lot of my rock style bases. I did do one, I think, with like a mossy green color, but I just like the look of the dark with the white peaks on it. I'm just gonna, again, get a different brush for this task. Trying to get a soft, fluffy one. Okay. So again, for this, I do less is more. So I keep trying to build up. So I just take a little bit of paint on the brush. First, I try to dab off the paint in my palette so that I'm not wasting the paint on the paper. And then I would just use this paper and just, it's hard to tell with white, but just go more than for me, I go more than I think I should. And then I just go very soft-handed in case there is too much on the brush. It doesn't do a big splash through. And then just kind of very soft-handed, I'll just start and then start brushing it across. And again, I'm new and just experimenting with different things myself. So if you know of a way that is better or a technique that is better, please let me know. We'll definitely try. And then you can see it is a little bit shiny, but the varnish also will help that we put on. Actually, this is, again, I try to do a build up, so there's not a ton of white on this side, but you can see that there's none on this side. It's easier to see in my eyes than I can see on the monitor. Jada's here. Where is the intern? I cannot see him in the stream. No, he is taking the night off. No, I'm just kidding. He is doing stuff behind the scenes. He might actually be back. I know that he left for a little bit, but he might be back soon. And then I think for dry brushing, you just kind of go with how much you want. When you find that you're happy with it, you stop. And what's good too is if you make a mistake, you could paint over it again. What I used to do, and I've since changed, was I used to dry brush before washing, but then I found that the wash could darken some of the dry brush that I did and make it almost irrelevant. So I've started to base, then wash, then dry brush and highlight. I don't know if there is a way that you should do it. That's just what I've done, just based on trying both ways and realizing, oh, I just wasted my time because you can't really see it anymore now that you're putting a wash over like a white, it really fades it down or darkens it. So this is the way that I've done it. I don't know if there's proper step system you should follow, but Okay, so I guess we can see it like this now. We showed both side by side. We can see that added some white to that. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more to the sides, but we can see the difference from this one. Just kind of pops it out a little bit more. Oh, there you go, Sajat. He's just providing on-call tech support, but we haven't really needed anything. He came down once to fix something and that was it. We've been doing good. I'm just gonna go one more time around the sides a little bit to pop the edges of the sides, and then we'll go on to the other one. So I'm super happy with that. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing with this one. I just came here to say what's the miniature next to the Balrog. This is, I don't know its name, this is a mini from Skytear that I painted and I was proud of, so I wanted to show it off today. Okay, so I'm going to do the same process that we did with the base of that one on this guy. The blue thing's name is Roger. Okay, sure. Oh, I see what's happening. Dan. Reagan, he is saying our code from our Game of Thrones digital that we played. Whitefish was the code word. When we were supposed to all turn and attack Rob. Okay. I am happy with those and how those turned out. So now what I'm going to do, oh, that's the wrong code. Abort, yes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to highlight, I think I want the claws to pop out a little bit more, so I'm going to go over them again. I'm going to actually go over them with that same skeleton bone. So just add a little bit more here. That's the same color that I was using here. Yeah, see that one's a little stringy, I don't know. And I'm just going to go again over the going to go again over these little, just so that they kind of pop out a little bit. And that just removes also any dark spots that may be pooled from the wash. And then I'll probably do the same thing with the little spikes on the back, just so they kind of pop out as well. Just go over them again. This is quick highlight to make them stand out more. I don't think I need to do any dry brushing on this guy. I could maybe highlight some of the skin folds. I don't even feel like he needs. Looking at him, I'm pretty happy with him. I think once we put the varnish on him, he'll be a little less shiny, but we kind of wanted that look for these guys because they're kind of almost like worm-like. I think that one's good. And we'll just do the same thing on these ones. Miyuki says, these are really great. Well, thank you so much. How long have you been painting? I think it's been since July, maybe like late July, early August-ish. And were the Jaws of the Lions the first mini project? Yes. We had painted before some Zombicide minis like years ago with our daughter, and it was kind of just for fun. But it really wasn't anything. So Jaws of the Lion would have been, yeah, my first. So I guess whenever Jaws of the Lion came out was when I originally started. And since then, I've just been watching lots of YouTube videos, lots of practice on different minis and just trying different things. Okay, and Rob is suggesting maybe to dry brush to make them look more dirty. They're monsters that tunnel in the earth. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, they are kind of like shiny looking. When you get to textured bases, if you want cracked earth sort of appearance, spackling works. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that yet, but I do see it on some people's photos on BGG, and I'm very interested. I think they really pop. It's really cool, but I don't think I'm there yet. Okay, and we'll just quickly do the back spikes as well. Clean them up a little bit. Oh, Meeple Monkey says, I used to teach painting minis for a job. This is really quick progress. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you. If you have any tips for me, please use to teach painting minis. Thank you. That'd be awesome. Dan, I really actually do it. I just find it relaxing and fun. I don't think I'm good at it. I just enjoy. And then people in on the channel started saying that they wanted to see me paint on stream. So we made a goal and we reached the goal. So that is why I'm here. All right. So we are going to go with dry brush on them. Do I do like, if I were to dry brush these guys, would I do more of a, like a, I don't even know what color. I don't even know what color.
What color would I dry brush these? Normally I dry brush in like whites, but I don't know that that would be what we would want to do here. If I dry brushed in like a brown, hi Paul. If I dry brushed in like a brown, I don't think you'd, like, would you even see it? Again, I'm still new to all this. I don't know. What to say. Use the brown that the spiders have, like this brown. Okay, that was monster brown. I could do that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Dan says, well, I feel like the hobby have progressed from when I used to do it, but you are already doing all the things I used to do. There's nothing more I can teach you. Oh, wow, thank you. And the chat is giving lots of great advice for sure. Okay. Yeah, it's things like this that I don't know what I should do. So I guess having you guys here is perfect. Okay, so we're going to use a little bit of this monster brown. We're going to do a dry brush very, very lightly on these guys just to kind of dirty them up. And again, it'll make them, I guess, not so shiny as well. Dan is out of here. Thanks, Dan. See you later. Okay, I put that brush in water, so I'm going to get another one to do my dry brushing on. Okay, Travis says, I don't want to be the one to give bad suggestions. No, your suggestions have been great so far, but maybe 2 different browns, some dark patches and some light brown patches. That is a great idea that I never would have thought of. Okay, so we'll do some patches with this monster brown. And then we can do okay. So this monster brown is the same brown as this spider. This leather is leather brown. Do you think that those are different enough, or should I go more of a dark oak, which would have been the body of this spider? So you can see the 3 difference on minis. Maybe dark. Okay, we're gonna go with the dark. And then it'll kind of be similar colors to these 2, which, yeah. So we're gonna go with that and the oak. Okay. So I'm gonna use the monster brown first, and we're kind of just gonna do kind of like an all over kind of idea. Random. I'm really gonna get most of this off. Okay. I feel like I got all the paint off, or it's just because it's going on this color I can't see it. Yeah. I don't see anything happening here, but Dragon, you're funny. Where there's original brown. I do not have that color. Don't get nervous. It's okay. I will be happy with whatever. This light brown isn't doing anything at all. I don't know if I need to. Maybe I'm taking too much of the paint off because I'm also nervous. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. I think I was just taking too much of the paint off because I was scared. Let's just kind of do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna, ooh. So we're gonna do like this as a comparison. I think that does look better. That's just the light brown, which will just kind of go kind of random all over. And then we'll use a little bit of the dark kind of in splotches. Exactly. No mistakes, just happy accidents. That's exactly right. That's Bob Ross. That's right. I feel like I need to go a little bit more with this. Or I'll start, maybe do a little bit of the dark first and then see. Definitely did lighten him up a little bit. So this is the one that I've added. Definitely did just kind of lighten him a bit. It's still hard to tell, sorry, with all the different lights, but I'm gonna add a little bit more to him. But I am liking the way this is looking. I do have to post one time in the Discord. You're talking about Bob Ross and all that stuff. I did do one of those paint nights, and I painted like a green, like water thing. I have to post that in the Discord because I was really proud of that too. But that was easy because they literally, you go step by step and they're like, okay, paint a line here. And then everyone does it. Okay, now do a circle here, and everyone does it. You can't really mess it up. All right. I am definitely happy with the way this is looking. Let's see. See, so he's kind of that brown. So what I'm going to do, highlight some of the edges. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do this guy first in the monster brown before we start the dark brown, just so then I can use the same brush. Also, if you have a round puffy brush from putting on blush, but smaller, they tend, yes, I heard that, that makeup brushes, and I do need to, next time I go to the dollar store, just, I don't think I own, I don't wear a lot of eye makeup, so I don't own that kind of stuff. I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, because they're very soft too, right? So they're very fluffy and soft. Thank you so much. Thank you for the advice. feel like on these streams we paint together. I don't have a vision. You guys give me a vision. Okay. That's this one. Actually, I think I did more brown on this side than I did on this side when I look at it on that screen, so maybe I'll add one more. One more. And like little veins under the chin, and the dry brush is popping them out. Awesome. All right. Okay, we're gonna now use a little bit of this oak brown, and we'll just do maybe some edges in this one. Dragon says, yeah, the flat brushes tend to dry streaks when dry brushing. Oh, the round brushes blend better. Okay. I definitely don't really have, I guess I have like one like this. It's like seen its last leg. I think it's done. So I definitely have to look at that. Working on 4 at a time, I'm gonna need the 5 holder collection. No, I think it's fine. These work really good for smaller minis. Like any of these are really good. I think it's just these heavier ones. This guy I had to hold in my hand because obviously, and then this guy we even did on one of these bases. But again, he's really light. So. All right. Keep that as we need it. Dark brown, and we'll do maybe a little bit on the edges here, the darker. And just kind of random. Like at the nose or the top of the mouth. All right, so let's do this, and you can see if you can even, yeah, oh yeah, you can see the darker browns that's kind of popping there and the sides. The dark brown too on the top. That looks great. I'm gonna put a little bit more on this side. The side still looks kind of shiny. Some. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the same thing, kind of random all over with this guy. And then I might have to pop out the nails again because I got some of the dry brushing on it, which is fine. I probably should have done this first before I highlighted those, but I didn't realize that I would do this. Exactly, dirty nails. Darker at the top of the mouth where they would like burrow up. Perfect. So I will just quickly fix the nails. Yeah, and that just kind of pops them out again. Like that one, they're kind. You can see that they're kind of more brown and kind of faded. That just pops them out a little bit more. Perfect. Oh, not enough paint on my hands? Do I have any paint on my hands? I don't think so. Oh, right here. Paint pretty cleanly, usually. So I think that these look awesome. Let's do one that has nothing done with it, just been washed, with one that we just highlighted and dry brushed and made look dirty, and like I think that looks awesome. Awesome. Yeah. This guy, actually, really quickly, I will just do that one more coat with that same skeleton bone on his teeth. All of the colors out. Shaking when I try to do that one spot. Okay, and I think if we look now, I think that is a couple coats of that skeleton bone. So you can kind of see that the teeth are different than the green scale. So that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's good. Wow, that was fun. All right. Yeah, I think that's that. So does anyone have any questions or anything before we wrap up? I want to say thank you so much to everybody that's here that gave me tips. That was awesome. I really appreciate all of your suggestions, your tips, your chat. It was awesome. Had to drop off for a bit. Looks great, Mel. Thank you so much. Thank you. All your kind words are so inspiring. I really appreciate that. It just helps me keep going.
So thank you to all of our patrons who obviously has unlocked this goal for the monthly Patreon or the monthly painting stream. So we will continue with this. Oh, sorry. Do you varnish them when you're all done with them? Yes, Rob does all of the varnishing. He does all the prepping. He'll do all the priming of them, and he'll varnish them once I pass them off to him. Yeah. And then I think that kind of mats them down a little bit, which is good too, so they're not so shiny. With some of the washes kind of make them a little more shiny. So, needs a heart tattoo with mom on his left bicep. Okay, no, we're not going to do that, but okay, I can see it. Yeah, so thank you to all of our patrons, all of our subscribers. Again, we're close. I think we got a few more tonight, so we're even closer to that 10K. So if you haven't subscribed and you like what you see on this channel, then please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button. Let me know if you like these paint streams. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. It's no skin off my back. That's okay. It was a pleasure watching and painting with you. Awesome. Thank you. It was a pleasure to talk with all of you and chat with you. Thank you so much for helping me get through this first stream. This was my first stream by myself, and it was a lot of fun. It was a little scary, but it was a lot of fun. So yes, thank you so much. Tomorrow we will be doing our live Q&A. So if you're interested, if you have any questions for us, make sure you tune into that. On Thursday, we will be back with Journeys to Middle-earth, Shadow's Path. I don't remember 7, maybe we're on episode 7-ish of that. So if you're following along with that, join us on Thursday night for that, where you may see some of these minis in action. On Friday, we are playing Horrified 4 players, so that's going to be exciting. I know that a lot of people like that game, so if you're interested, come watch us. And then on Saturday, which is Halloween, we will be playing another Mansions Madness. So yeah, join us for that if you are interested. So thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a great night. Again, leave any comments or feedback for me in the comments below, and that is awesome. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and have a good night. Goodbye.